Okay. This is, I heard something about Cody, aka Camelot331, getting canceled for something, and I don't really know why. I haven't really had time to watch his streams, so because of work and whatnot. So I'm really curious as to what had happened. So this apparently is the exclusive that he got from Side Scrollers.
Canceled.
Yeah,
I was
you like.
canceled, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to tell the relative full story on here, because a lot of so you'll hear it here first, but a lot of the like information actually hasn't been released about this, and there's going to be a lot more coming today as well.
A lot,
but I'm going
more
to give a
coming.
quick rundown of what exactly happened and what I was told.
So you can get a look at the old
So I was
Camelot.
invited to this convention. All expenses paid. Come to this convention because you're in the NASCAR 25 video game, right? So I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds great. As long as everything's paid for, and I get to make some money, I'm cool with that. My schedule's real busy, but if I'm going to benefit, a little bit, and it'll be fun, I'll go. Yeah. So I called my race team, and they were like, yeah, we can bring one of our race cars down, and we'll put it in your booth. So the actual race truck I've been racing lately was going to be right beside the convention booth with me.
That's cool.
I was going to be right beside Matt Hardy, the wrestler, and we were going to have sim rigs beside my booth so people could play sim racing. And we had it all set up, all good to go, ready to go. Well, the day that the Game and Geeks Expo announced I was coming, like the day, I did a stream, and it was a stream with me and Cecil. And we were just talking, laughing, and cutting up like we always do. And I said, here's the first thing. I said, me and Cecil, we haven't seen each other since the last time we went ass to mouth or something. Which ass to mouth is literally like a fifth grade level joke, right?
You never go ass to mouth.
That's one of Camelot's favorite ways to greet people.
You never go ass to mouth. You never go ass to mouth.
Yeah, dude, that's like how I show you I respect you. So, anyways, I said that, and of course we had the full stream. And in the stream, I also talked about a little bit of political stuff where I was, obviously I'm much harder on the left than I am the right because it's just easy nowadays because the left is just kind of went off the damn rails. The next day, the promoter and the guy that works really closely with me and everybody else was like, hey, this one person, okay, and he told me it was a photographer. He told me their name, but I'm not going to just dox them over and over. But he told me their name. He said, this photographer and this vendor, it was one vendor, they have a retro store somewhere up in North Carolina. I can't remember the name of it. I don't even know if I'd released it if I could, but I don't remember the name of it. They went and looked at my stream immediately and claimed that me saying ass to mouth wasn't family friendly, and they wanted me removed from the convention. Now, that being said,
that's it.
That's bullshit, obviously, because 90% of the girls, or I shouldn't say 90, probably 50% of the cosplayer girls going to the convention do OnlyFans. So if you're going to tell me saying the phrase ass to mouth as a joke is less family friendly than all these girls getting DP'd on camera for $5,
spreading their buttholes.
Yeah, then this is obviously bullshit. It's obviously because I talked about some political shit, and everybody in the hierarchy of this convention is hyper liberal, right? So that's obviously what's going on. That's not what I've been told, but I was told that the person that's angry about it is one of those people that calls everybody a Nazi, and they went and saw your content, and they immediately said they don't feel comfortable with you coming. So they, referred to me as a Nazi. That's what I was told secondhand. So fast forward,
if you call somebody a Nazi for their political opinions, if you call somebody a Nazi for their personal opinions. If you call somebody a Nazi because of their religious beliefs, you take away all the meaning of that word. Because the Nazis were responsible for killing millions of people, millions of innocent people. The Nazis were responsible for atrocious war crimes. The Nazis were responsible for terrible human experimentation on innocent people. And to say, oh, you like Orange Man, you Nazi. It does a disservice to people who actually had to stand up to the Nazis and who were subjected by the Nazis. And if that's the kind of person you are, shame on you. Shame on you.
Said he was like, hey dude, just take down your stream for a little bit, and if you can take it. He said he didn't demand it. He was like, if you can take down your stream for a little bit, that'd be really cool. We can weather the storm. Totally fine. We'll show up. We'll have a great time. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I took down the stream, and I didn't feel good about it, but I was like, you know what, this guy that I know that I'm talking to, he's actually kind of like an old friend of mine, so I'll do it for him. And you'll hear this a little bit later as well with some new info coming out. So I took down the stream. Fast forward, they removed me from all their social media literally immediately, like that day. And I told this guy, I was like, if they're removing me from social media, that means they plan on removing me from this event. Like, I'm not dumb. And he was like, no, they're just trying to fly under the radar. And I'm like, okay, I don't really know if I'm comfortable with this, but whatever. So fast forward, I'm doing streams as usual, and the guy and another guy that works within the con came to my race in Charlotte last Friday.
That's nice.
I got them VIP access, which is really expensive, and they came and hung out with me the whole time. It was a fun time. It was a bad race because we had some issues, but it was a fun time. So we hang out. I go home. Then I wake up Saturday morning. I'm pretty sure it was Saturday. It was either Saturday or Sunday morning. And I hadn't that email that I posted saying that they need to think about inclusivity, and they've decided to remove me.
Hi, Cody. Thank you again for your interest in being part of Game and Geek Expo. We appreciate the time and effort you put into your content and support you've shown towards our event. After careful consideration, we've made the decision to move forward without your involvement in this year's show. While we truly appreciate your recent efforts, including the removal of one of the flag videos, additional content has since surfaced that has raised continued concerns from our community, guests, and
me from the event because
sponsors.
Something has come to.
Unfortunately, we already experienced the loss of a sponsor and several other guest participants due to this situation.
Light, and by the way, nothing recent came to light. I'll tell you exactly what I was told from the actual president of the actual convention. After taking down my stream, you can literally comb anybody that's a content creator with more than 1,000 followers. You can comb every piece of social media and find a reason to remove them from something to this degree.
Oh yeah,
every single person, which the president agrees 100%. With. He agreed with me on, which you'll find out later all about that. So here's the issue. So he claimed the other day on a stream, I was talking about the psychology of extremism. And I was very reasonable in this discussion, and I talked through it. So I said, I've noticed this pattern that people that kind of reside in, really niche Reddit communities, cosplaying communities, furry communities, and like the brony community typically have higher levels of like mental health or autism. And these levels of higher mental health and autism makes these people really desperate to fit into certain groups. And when they find their group, they will defend their group with their life. And they'll become very extreme about it because it's everything to them. It's their identity. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just why we're seeing a lot of extremism. And that's my theory. from reading a lot of studies about it. That's all I said. I never said that any of these people were bad or evil or deserve anything negative. I'm just like, this is a pattern recognition that I've noticed. And, it's a shame like that a lot of people are, they want to fit in so desperately that they're able to, be radicalized to like violent points over it. And this is where cancel culture comes in, because they'll get you canceled, which is exactly what I was talking about. I'm like, these people will try to ruin your life if they don't like you. They will just, because they see you as a threat, and they see it as their moral right to destroy you, because morally they're just in doing so because you're bad, and it's for the greater good. And that's kind of what I was talking about, the psychology around this idea. Well, he said that stream of me saying that the cosplayers were angry because I said that they suffer from mental illness, so
But
they demanded I be removed from the con. And I was like, that's literally not what I said at all when I talked to the president. And the president then agreed with me that they're all mental and crazy.
Weird how a president would say that.
He agreed, and the people that he's trying to adhere to don't realize this just yet, that he agreed with me and said the reason he got rid of me from this convention is not because he doesn't like me, not because he even disagrees with me. He actually agrees with me, not because any other factor than he needs the money.
So he threw you under the bus for his own ass.
He said he couldn't afford losing these people because he might lose his house.
Now,
That's
didn't
fair.
you spend money on merch for this?
Yeah, almost $700.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen with that? You gonna be able to use it elsewhere?
No, it has their logo on it.
Oh.
Are they compensating you with anything for this?
They have offered to, and I think I'm gonna reject it. I don't want the blood money, man. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? My people will buy the merch, because I re-released the merch on
I'm
my
pretty
Twitter
sure his
without the logo
fans
on
will
it.
buy that.
And it's the new merch. I released it on Twitter without the logo, and I'm like, I'll just make the money back with that. I don't want to take their.
In my opinion, he should release it with the logo on it and sell the one with the logo. Just see what would happen. I mean, if he sells out of them quickly, like it'll kind of make a point to the people at the convention that all these people would have went there to see him, and none of them did.
I don't want to. It feels wrong if they're like, we're going to pay you to leave quietly. I don't like that. No, fuck that. I'll just make the money back or take the hit. I don't really care. So, yeah.
Do you have a link for that? I'm looking through your Twitter, but there's so many tweets.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
post
put it in
it.
the
Oh, yeah, he
description
tweets
below so
a
we
lot.
can help you out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll post it in the private chat right now. But that's what happened basically. And the owner of the convention was begging me to not move on with this, what he called a smear campaign. And he said he's going to lose his house if I keep smearing him.
Fuck his house.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I was like, dude, what does that have to do with me? Like you and he was, oh, by the way, I'll give you a little bit more. So he was asking me how to fix it. And I was like, well, the only
Bring you back.
Yeah, I was like, the only way you can fix it is you wait 2 to 3 days to weather this, release a statement saying this was a mistake, you stand by free speech, you stand by me, and you don't know how to slip through the cracks, and you're sorry, pay me, and then reverse all the decisions, and then tell the detractors publicly to fuck off. Then maybe your convention will have a second year.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's the only way you're going to get through this. And I was like, and I know you're not going to do that, because like you don't want to piss off all these like cosplay girls and or these girls that work directly within you that just so happen to work at Epic Games in the DEI department a couple years ago before they were laid off, and now they're leadership in your convention. Shocking.
Wild.
Yeah, so it's getting pretty dangerous. So yeah, it's not my place to tell people to not release videos about this situation. Like, they need to go all in, have at it. I'm just an innocent bystander at this point. But you should not adhere to cancel culture in any way, shape, or form if you disagree with people. I have people I disagree with.
If you adhere to cancel culture long enough, they will find a reason to cancel you. It's happened to all of them. I mean, most recently I can think of iDubbbz. It's happened to him. You know, he went from being a great, funny, you know, personality, great, you know, it just to then he became like this woke, like borderline douchebag, and because that's what he thought that his fans and his community wanted, and because of that, eventually those same people ended up ruining his everything because he thought what they wanted wasn't what the truth. He kind of screwed up real bad about that.
All the time. There's a guy that I literally debate with in chat almost every single stream named Sean, and he drove down to my house last week and we hung out for like 5 days. He's a kick-ass dude, and we disagree on everything, but we had a great time. So if you can't do that, then you have no place in the public eye. If you're
That's
not
facts.
professional
That's
enough to
facts.
be in person around people you may happen to disagree with, then you don't need to be involved in these events. You don't need to be running them. You don't need to be promoting them, because you're just adhering to certain people for $1. And that's just not going to work this day and age, especially not in conventions. There's a reason why they don't do this anymore. It's the reason why they don't cancel people from conventions like in mass, like they used to. Every year, 5-10 people will be canceled for conventions. That shit's over.
Mm-hmm.
So did you put that stream back up that you took down?
No, not yet. I haven't opened my app. I will when I open my app. I just haven't even looked at my app since this is the first time I've sat down at my computer in like 6 days.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got a stream tonight to talk about it, and there's going to be some devastating stuff coming out in the next couple hours that I don't
Can't
even
wait
know.
for that one you were talking about.
I don't even
Won't
know.
say.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know what's going to happen. I can't even imagine what's going to happen. Like, it's just unbelievable. So, because to adhere to one side, you killed 50% of the other side, but with your words, you also killed the other 50%, and people don't know that just yet. So it's going to be pretty insane. I can't even imagine like what the fallout's going to be. So
Damn. So what do you hope to get out of this? Like, if they like say never mind, come back,
Oops.
would you go back?
well, so we actually talked about that.
Twice I dropped.
And well, not the owner, but the other guy that I've talked to all the time that works literally hand in hand with the owner. He was like, "Can we get you back? Is there a way to get you back?" And I was like, one, the owner ain't going to do that, and two, I don't know if I want to come to a convention where the entire leadership fucking hates me. Because maybe they didn't. Maybe one of them didn't like me, but now it's a whisper network. So now they've been in everybody's ear, and now they all fucking detest me because that's how people work. That's how little weird communities work. So they all detest me now. So, I mean, I don't know if I want to go to a convention where everybody fucking detests me. Right? So, you've already set the precedent, right?
Which is weird that they get mad at a guy who drives NASCAR for being conservative. Like, that's the strangest thing. You know, it was kind of like people getting upset at Jeff Foxworthy for being a Republican. Like, why? Or Tim Allen. Like, or any. I mean, it's kind of stupid to get mad at anybody for their like getting mad and being like, "I hate you because you don't agree with my political view." Like, it's a freaking opinion, okay? It's an opinion. You can't just say, "Oh, you hate, or sorry, you're a Republican, therefore, you hate gay people." Like, where's that written in the ideals of being a Republican? I mean, the same thing with liberals. Like, oh, you are a liberal, therefore you hate America. Where's that written? You know, or you're a liberal, therefore you hate capitalism. You're a liberal, therefore you love communism. You're a Republican, therefore you love corporations more than individuals. Like, where's any of this written? None of that's written anywhere. That's just your biases. Someone told you that and you decided to believe it. You know, sure, there are bad actors, but there are bad actors on both sides. You know, like let's just take let's just do a idea, right? Let's just pretend, because like the number is going to be higher than this, but like let's just say that like in any specific group, let's just say 0.1% of them are like shit people, right? So in a group of 1,000, there'll be one shit people. But when you come to like political, like leanings, if you have like the Democrats and Republicans, like let's say, I guess it was 56 to 44 or some shit like that. Let's just say 50-50 right down the middle. 360 Americans. Let's just say 250 million of them can vote. Okay, so that means on each side there are 125 million people. 0.1% of 125 million is 1.25 million people. That means 1.25 million people on each side are just shit people. Okay? Like, but to say, like, granted, 1.25 million seems like a lot. So that means when you hear about these people, you go, oh, they must all be like that. But that's literally 0.1% of the entire group. So your idea of going, oh, no. All of them are like this. On either side, you're wrong. On either side, you're wrong. I mean, when you go to the grocery store, do you look at the person taking your money and ask what their political opinion is? When you're sitting down in a restaurant, do you ask your server what their political opinion is? When you're buying a car from a dealership, do you ask the person selling you the car what their political ideology is? When the cops come to help you with a problem you have, do you ask them what their political leaning is? When your house is on fire, do you ask the firemen who do they vote for? When you go to the hospital because you need a surgery to save your life, do you ask the doctor, who he supported in the latest election? No. All this only matters on Twitter. All this only matters on Instagram. All this only matters on Reddit. All this only matters on Facebook. And here's the weirdest part about this. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, none of those places exist. You can't physically go to those places. So you're basing your opinions off of places that aren't real. They're completely made up. They're completely made up. And you don't know if the person you're talking to is a person or a bot. You don't know. You don't, especially nowadays, you have no clue. So don't just go, oh, you're a this, that, your political opinion is this, therefore you are a blank. It's human nature to put people in boxes. Fight against that nature.
Because if you're going to do this, Cliff Belinsky is going to this convention. He got canceled a couple of years ago. What happens when they say something negative about him? Because that's coming. What happens when they say something negative about Matt Hardy, the wrestler? Dude has had a lot of controversy in the past. There's a ton of these people that have a lot of controversy. What happens when that same person, that same blue-haired person, brings up the controversy with this person and this person and this person, and then suddenly you realize they have more power than God, and you're adhering to it? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to listen because you set the precedent. You have to listen now. You have to fire everybody they say to fire, or else you're a bad person, and you would never want to be a bad person. That's the worst thing you could ever be, Blabs, is a bad person in the eyes of those people. So we're about to see. You'll see after tonight. Everything's going to change. The entire
tonight is when you're going to drop the bomb.
Yeah, I mean the entire. I honestly think with enough eyeballs on this, with enough people releasing this, I think this could change the face of conventions forever. What is about to come out tonight? It's gonna be crazy.
Interesting. Now you also said that Retro Wolf.
Our boy,
dropped.
my boy. Yes, go follow this dude on Twitter. I met him at Sieg last year or the year before. Super cool dude. We hung out the entire time I was there. I met him there.
Based move. standing by your friend. Standing by your friend, standing on principle. That's awesome. You don't see that a lot. Most people, especially in the creator realm, they're like, well, it's business. It's just business. I got to go do it. It's just business. But for somebody to be like, yeah, but that business sucks, and it's not going to change unless, we stand up for it and make the change happen. 10 out of 10 for this guy. I clap for you, my friend. You even get rare ceremonial bell ring.
And we hung out, we drank, we ate. It was a lot of fun, dude. And he texted me immediately when he found out that I got removed. And he's like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And I told him, and he was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. And he pulled his vendor spot and all of his other shit from the convention.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Go follow him on Twitter, everybody. Like, if you can.
Does he have a website?
I'm sure he does. I know he has a YouTube and Instagram, all that shit. So
Retro Wolf YouTube. I'll put his Twitter in the chat for everybody.
yeah, he's the GOAT. He's like standing on principle. He's doing what he needs to do. And look, I'm not saying people need to do this. I'm just saying, like, he sent me a statement that he worked up, and he's really standing on principle. And he even said he doesn't agree with a lot of shit I say.
That's what's up.
But he's like, but that has nothing to do with anything, right? Like he's a professional. He's a nice dude. He's a good dude, and he's always been supportive of the retro community and never done anything wrong to the retro community. So there's absolutely no reason for this other than personal vendettas. So yeah, his name's Retro Wolf. He's the GOAT. So give him a follow on X and blow his shit up, because he's like the only guy I see so far that's standing on principle. Granted, it's literally like 12 hours later. So
yeah, this seems to have all happened within less than 24 hours, because your post yesterday with the email was at 1:58 p.m. Eastern time, and now it's like 24 hours later.
yeah, it's about to hit 1 million views. It's freaking it's crazy.
That's true. Man. Wow.
Crazy.
Anything else to add, Cody?
Well, just to keep your ears peeled and your eyes open, because tonight is going to be a wild ass time.
It's going to be juicy.
You're going to see some crazy shit and or hear some crazy shit, and yeah, no one's going to be disappointed. Because somebody last night was like, "Oh, I feel like you're hyping it up." I'm like, "No, you're not going to be disappointed with this shit."
Yeah, make sure you send me that link we talked about.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to give you a few little tidbits and around certain timestamps on stuff that you're gonna hear, but you're not probably gonna know the context of. So I'll give you context for those, just so you know.
Okay.
Spicy. Very spicy. Well, I hope you'll keep us posted, of course, and we'll cover the story for the rest of the week. Flash K, anything to add to this?
Man, I'm just sorry that they're doing this to you, and good on you for standing by your principles and saying, fuck this, I'll take the loss, I'm not taking your blood money. Like, I have so much respect for you for doing that, because it's so easy to just be like, okay, yeah, we'll fix it behind the scenes, everything's good, but you're standing your ground and you're showing them, no, you can't do this. And you create monsters with cancel culture when you cave to these people and you let them do it. So good on you for trying to stop that cycle, honestly.
I appreciate it, and I was talking to the owner like yesterday, and he's like, this is hurting our brand, and we chose specifically to not hurt your brand, but you chose to hurt ours. And I was like, I don't give a shit what you do to my brand. You can't hurt my brand, dude. You have no power over my brand. Zero.
They hurt their own brand. They're just they're victim blaming.
You can make a statement right now saying I'm a piece of shit, and no one's gonna give a fuck, because I don't give a fuck. You're the one that cares. They're the ones that care when people say negative shit, not me. That I get that shit every single day, 100 times a day, on quote tweets and tweets, death threats twice, 3 to 5 times a week. I get it all the time, bro. You're not gonna affect my brand. That shit, I got over that shit day one, and this is your day one, and you're not getting over it. You're not learning immediately that you can't listen to hate, because as soon as you start listening to hate, you got to listen to all of it, and it will destroy your life within a couple months. You won't be able to sleep anymore, eat, because you're so worried about what the next person's going to say about you. If you're worried about what people are going to say, you're already lost, bro.
Amen,
on the online spectrum, you already lost.
Clips of the show all the time. The live show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m.
All right, that was pretty dope. I agree with him. If you're gonna feed into the hate, that's all you're ever gonna get back. People are going to hate you. I mean, people hate Jack Black. Like, people hate Bill Murray. You know, like, people just hate people for no reason. And they believe that's a good reason. People just hate, you know. People love to not like people. You know, there are some people who it's their favorite thing. So you just have to ignore them and be like, okay, go on with yourself. Like, nothing pisses off a hater more than you just agreeing with them. Nothing pisses them off more than that. When they're like, you piece of shit, you racist asshole. You're like, yep, you're right. I'm a racist asshole. Whatever. Oh, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Yep, that's right. That's cool. Because as soon as you agree with them, they have nothing left to say. Nothing left to say.